Hi, Olivia. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Hi, sorry.
That's okay. It'd be great if you could start by telling me a bit about Absolute Aesthetics and like the provide.
So I'm Olivia, as Jayshree just said, and I opened Absolute Aesthetics last year. Initially, it was just to train students in aesthetics once they've got their level 3 beauty qualification. Don't scream, I know lots of people, there is a huge debate over medical and beauty practitioners doing aesthetic treatments, but we'll save that for another day. So I put a heavy emphasis into making sure that the training was more than one day, that they had to complete case studies. And if they weren't successful, then I wasn't going to just hand over a certificate, because at the end of the day, my name is on the line. I was finding with the applicants that were coming through, a lot of them wanted to do aesthetics, but they didn't know where to start. So I became accredited as a VTCT centre, and I have managed to access government funding, which is super hard in itself to do. And then I've trained students from level 2 up to level 3, given them the needlework training, so electrolysis, for 6 months to a year. And then I have taken them through to their aesthetic training.
Oh, that's fantastic. So
it's very busy, very busy.
And is that largely? I guess it's in person, and is it mainly in person, the training?
So everything that we do prior and during the pandemic, it was online, and we held all of the practical element until we could open again. But now everything is face to face. So I make sure that they do a set amount of hours. So they have to do at least 400 hours practical wise before I'm happy and say, yep, here's your certificate, off you go, go and do your treatments on your clients.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of background knowledge and, exam prep that goes into it before they're allowed to leave.
Yeah, that's great. And in terms of like things, so like Absolute Aesthetics moving forward, what kind of things do you have coming up?
So we are going to move down the microblading route. Hopefully that's going to kick off sometime soon in the near future. And then we are going to go down the level 4 aesthetic route. So we're just putting the feelers out there, seeing what the interest is like, where the industry is going to take us, because you know how it is. 1 month, for example, Botox is, everybody wants to do that and have that done. Next week it turns into lip fillers. So we're just kind of seeing the peaks and the troughs before we put pen to paper and say, yep, this is definitely the route we're going to go down.
Yeah, it is always changing, isn't it? And there's always like something new sort of coming out. So
that's it. It's definitely something, every week, every month, there's a new change. So it's always good to keep on your toes, keep updating your CPD, and just, staying in that net.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of like people that want to find out more about Absolute Aesthetics, and also like over on our resource center, what kind of things can people find over there?
So we've put links up onto the resource center. There's lots of different course information and entry requirements if you are thinking of dipping your toe into this field, as to how you can join us and what you need to have prior to joining. I think experience is not a big thing right now, as we can obviously train you, but passion is a must. Yeah. And on that as well, a level 2 or a C grade or a 4, as it's known as now, in maths and or English, just to help you transition onto our courses as well. And that is all on the resource center. We're also running a competition on the resource center as well. So if you are medically trained or a level 3 beauty therapist, then you can win one of our fillers or anti-wrinkle courses. Or if you're not, then there is also £100 goodie bag up for grabs as well.
Oh, that's good.
We're keeping everything covered, so everyone's happy.
Yeah. And in terms of like any advice, do you have any advice for somebody that maybe like is unsure about whether they want to go into aesthetics, or they've seen a bit of things and they're kind of like umming and ahhing?
I think my biggest piece of advice would be, do not let Instagram fool you, and do not follow YouTube videos. most of the time the people posting on them are not trained. They've kind of taught themselves, or they've learned from friends and family. And don't let the numbers on Instagram fool you, because I know sometimes I look at some people's work and it's got thousands and thousands of likes and comments, and I think, oh my gosh, what am I doing so wrong? But then you have to look at the background story as to why they're getting those likes. Are they paid, for, or are they organic? I mean, if they were organic, fantastic. So also, my other biggest piece of advice would be to keep on training. Don't just limit yourself to one treatment, because chances are your clients will come from all walks of life, all different areas, and they will want so many different treatments. I go over to Dubai, I do clinics over there, and what my clients ask for over there is so different to what my clients ask for in London. And you just think, okay, if I just stuck to what my clients liked in London, I wouldn't be where I am now. So you just constantly have to evolve and change yourself.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been lovely learning more about Absolute Aesthetics, and just like your passion and into like training people has been really lovely to hear. And also your advice as well has been great. But thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you. It's lovely to talk to you.
Thank you.
Take care.